Good morning everyone, happy Tuesday, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a budget with me for July week number 2. If you guys are new here, my name is Amanda and I'm a 24-year-old cash budgeter from Texas. It's early in the morning when I'm filming this, so my mouth has not woken up yet. It's moving a lot slower than I'm trying to talk. So if my words are coming out jumbled, please excuse that. Really quickly, this is my planner. It is from Plum Paper Planners. I will put a screenshot of the exact specs that I have. I do actually need to order my new one this month. I totally forgot about that till I was like setting up this spread. So in my budget with me's, we go through my $150 from my normal like Etsy paycheck and then $40 from Ko-fi and YouTube to budget into our system. This is not a paycheck breakdown because in my paycheck I've set aside the $150 to allocate in this video. So there is like a whole backwards process. I do have a start to finish video about it. I will link it in the description below. However, we're just gonna dive in. I don't really have extra money, but we're gonna do what we did last time where we started with our 100 envelope challenge and then business envelopes. So I do again take $40 out of my YouTube and Ko-fi check. The reason I word it that way is because that money goes into a separate bank account. So we have $40 that we are going to be budgeting between giveaways and P.O. Box as well as 100 envelopes. Usually I try to bring extra money on top of the 40 for this. But from what I can see in my bank account, I can comfortably do an additional 25. This is just based on the checks that I've hit my account as of today, like Tuesday morning. It's very possible that between now and whenever I actually pull out my cash that we're going to get a lot more that I could take out. But if anything, we can just add that next week. So when we go into this binder, I do have an envelope titled 100 Envelope Challenge. This is where I just kind of let extra money I have hang out till we're able to stuff it. So again, I can comfortably take out 25 and it looks like I have $6 here already set aside. So 25 plus the 6 brings us to 31, but I don't think that that is a space on my tracker. So this is where we're gonna potentially eat into the $40 or just it's gonna have to be extra money that I take out of my buffer. Okay, so this is my 100 envelope challenge. It is from my Etsy shop. It's like very much condensed to all just fit into one envelope. So if that is more of your vibe than having 100 separate things, definitely check it out. I do have 2 other versions of this exact challenge. Okay, so we cannot do 31 because there's no $30 spaces on here, but what we can do is a $41 space, which means I would just be taking $10 out of our 40. I do have some stuff for the giveaways that I want to be putting like extra money in for. So I'm wondering if maybe I just do the 41 and take the $10 out of my buffer and hope that more money is going to get deposited between now and then. But if not, I can figure out $10. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with 41 because that is like really the only available space. But I'm not going to take that $10 out of the 40. So it'll be $50 coming out of that other bank account versus just our normal 40. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. So we are now going to go into my business expenses and allocate this money here, which 10 of it actually we're going to have to lose already to my HP subscription. That is because it is due. I think my billing cycle ends on the 9th, but I want to say the payment comes out on the 10th. I don't exactly know, but I should have money in there to pull out. So like essentially what I'm trying to say is our envelope is not going to be fully funded until we stuff on Thursday. And I think my bill pulls out that same day, if not the day before. So what's going to happen is I'll just let it come out of the money that's in there and then we'll replenish it with what we have in our envelope. So yeah, we have $20 in here. I need 30. So we're going to add $10 into HP, which brings us down to $30 left to budget into this little section. So my memberships I did recently take to the bank. They total $35 monthly. So we had been putting, we had been putting about $9 in there a week. So we're just going to stick with that again here. So minus another 9. Okay, so between Happy Meal and P.O. Box, we just have $1 to split because I'm probably going to use all of this 20 for giveaways. So Happy Meal, it has $1, $2, $3, and $4. So perfect. This last dollar will be going into here because that'll bring us up to 5, which will cover a shipping label for a giveaway, which is really nice. So I guess P.O. Box is probably just not going to get anything today. We did already pay our 6-month premium in June. So we are good for the next 6 months. We have $10, $15, $16, and $17. So we're already a little bit ahead than where I was like this last payment. So we're not going to stuff anything in P.O. Box. And then the last 20 will be going into giveaways. So the last thing in my little business section is Etsy taxes, which you guys, I just had a weekend sale for, we'll just say the weekend sale, but it was a pretty big one. And let's see here. because of you guys being so amazing, I will be setting aside $400 into taxes this week. So this is not 25% and it's not 30%. I did an in-between. So I think I made $1,505 this week, which is literally insane. So when we multiply that by 30%, $451 is what I should be putting in here. But since I am going to make a pretty large business purchase, like for supplies or whatever, I decided to just kind of cut that down a little bit, because with business expenses being deducted at the end, like when we're actually, you know, filing our taxes, it should all work out the same. I also pay quarterly taxes anyway, so whatever. If I owe later, I owe later. So I'm going to be putting $400 away for taxes instead of $450, which honestly, that extra $50, I may, like, that's supposed to have been going to taxes. I may pull it out and try to use it for my cruise box. So we'll just see how that goes. Okay, so that is going to be all for our business stuff. So we have $150 back on the calculator for the rest of our spread, including our little like savings challenges and stuff. So the first thing we're going to do here is my wallet. So gas is going to get 15, fun is going to get 10, and then Jordan gets 20. So that is what, $45 coming out right away. So we're at 105 left to do everything else with. So I'm going to go ahead and start with things that have predetermined numbers. For example, like baby binder, monthly, and really that's it. Those like are for sure. They have set numbers they need to get this upcoming week. So baby binder is going to be getting $10 because that is a space that we scratched off. And this is a challenge from BudgetWithAmanda US. If you guys are curious, she has a ton of otter stuff on her Etsy actually. I really should have shopped this last sale, but honestly, I have not been as inclined to have an Etsy shopping spree ever since I did join like several Ko-fi memberships, because I have so many scratch off challenges that I need to get through already. I literally don't have room for more. So with that being said, we're literally down to the last 2 spaces on this challenge, which is literally crazy. And then we are also down to $95. So we can put this one away, and then we are going to go look at our monthly really quickly. So the monthly, again, it's like kind of set in stone that we need to do it, because I like to be done with the end of the month every single month, since this does fund my month ahead. So like my regular month ahead, not my student teaching binder. It's literally the first one. Okay, so we are on our July challenge. We already did the largest number of the month, which is really good. So today we're going to go ahead and put in, we'll do 14, the next highest number. So, oh, what was happening? So after that, I guess we can go to debt, because there is a set amount of spaces that I need to do for the month of July, which is going to be, we're already halfway through this little section. Wait, did we start July early? Have we done a July stuffing? Oh yes, we have. Duh, we're literally on week 2. So for this, I'm just going to put in $4, and then we can literally do 1 for each week after this. So yeah, we're just going to do that. $4. Or should I just do 5? Yeah, we're just going to do $5 instead of 4. So we are back down to 76 left to go. So budget roundup is the last savings challenge that's in this binder, but I'm going to go to like pets and do everything else we have to do. And then if we have room in the budget still, then we can come back to budget roundup. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to go into is my pet section. So we did have to take some money for like pet food and stuff. So we are going to have to raise that back up, because the cats, you guys, cats are really expensive. As much as they like self-maintain in terms of using the restroom, and really that's it. I mean, scratching whenever they want something to do. Cats, like, they go through literally like crazy, especially when you have 3. And then I have them all on the same food now. Okapi, I think, is like a month shy of being an adult cat, which is so sad and crazy. So they all just eat the same food. And here they have $6 left after we bought some litter. I'm thinking we are going to add, should we just do another 5 in here? I think that's what we had been doing. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do $5 into cats. So then that'll bring them up to 11, and we can worry about that rollover $1 at some point. So there is this one. Now for emergency, we do a little challenge from Humble Budgeter, and I think it's literally the cutest thing ever. So we have this really large one because I have a goal of at least $600. Of course, I would want way more than that. I have 4 animals, and $600 would not be enough in the event that I needed to use this fund for all 4 of them. So this little challenge by the Humble Budgeter is just making this large goal feel more attainable to us. So when we're done with this one, we will have added $50. I have been doing 2 spaces at a time. So the next 2 would be a 4 and a 2, which is equivalent to $6. So we will be adding that this week in emergency. So now we are down to 65. As you guys can see, they have a placeholder in there because they have had some money go to the bank. So let's see. Next, we have pet food. Of course, it's empty. It's literally always empty. Now imagine, think about how I used to never stuff this, and I would just get it out of my buffer. So I'm really happy that we at least have some sort of money in here. Well, not right now, but you know what I'm trying to say. We are already, what is that, $40 into this challenge, and we have nothing to show for it. So I have been adding $10 every time we come in here, and that is what we are going to do. The cats have a full tote of food right now. Wanda, hers is about to empty out, but she still has food in the actual bag. Next will be miscellaneous. I never go into here, you guys, but we have, if you follow me on Instagram, you've been on my journey with this damn bird feeder. I refilled it for the first time after the storms here in Texas, and I haven't actually checked on it since, so it may not be full. When I say for the first time after the storms, that was literally, I think, yesterday that I put food in it. So we have $1, $2, and $3. I'm gonna add 2 to make this 5. And if anything, that is a little mini tiny bag of food. Next is going to be preventions. So Wanda, I did buy hers, I bought 3 months when I went in June. We have until August to kind of save more for either the rest of the year or the next 3 months. I don't know how I want to do it yet, but she does have a good amount of money in here. She has $45. So let's see, this is from Saturn's Vault. Each coin is worth 5. So I think we'll just add 5 more. I really don't need to. I really don't need to put anything in here. So I'm wondering if I should just skip it today because, I mean, again, she's set for the next 2 months. And $45 is at least 1 more preventative. Alrighty, so there is our pet expenses good to go. So with travel, we are still in the middle of a single space that we've been trying to finish from my Lilo and Stitch scratch off challenge. So we did $10 the last time we stuffed this. And then I need to do another 20, which will finish, another 10, sorry, which will finish this 20. So I'm wondering if today's the day that we do that. I kind of don't want it to be, but I need to finish this challenge. But I know that there's another large number under here somewhere, which I'm not excited to find. So there is travel, and then I'm not stuffing anything into Christmas at the moment. Ew, I smudged my planner. I'm not going to be stuffing anything into Christmas because my Dreaming of a Pink Christmas collab, the majority of that money is going to go in here. Some of it is also going to go into donations for the angel tree, but that is where I plan to get like a good chunk of money. So, but I do want to go into car maintenance because Jordan needs an oil change, and then you guys, his poor car. One of his mirrors has been missing the shell around it because somebody like smacked into his car, I guess. It was actually really sad. He found it on the morning of his birthday. The mirror was just like shattered on the floor. Well, not the actual mirror. The mirror and all the wires, that's all connected, but just the shell is like gone. So he's really been wanting to buy one of those, but again, he also needs an oil change at the same time. So fortunately, my second oil change, which is coming up around October, is completely covered by the dealership as well. So any money I put in here can really just go towards his car. We have $43 left. Hopefully that's... Dang, did I subtract? Okay, I think we were at 43 before I checked that anyway. So he has $50, $70, $90, and $95. We usually get his oil changes done at Walmart. So this should honestly be more than enough because his car is not very big. Should I put 10 in here? And that would bring us over 100. And I think he said his mirror is on sale right now. We're going to put 10. And if anything, again, since this Etsy check was a lot larger, which again, thank you guys so much. Our normal numbers, like my video amounts, none of them are going to go up. Like we're not making, the only extra thing that is happening is my supply purchase. But other than that, we're not touching the extra money. If anything, we're trying to reserve it in case my paycheck next week is like not really that good, that we can kind of make up for it. However, if between all of that we can find some extra cash to get him that mirror, then I'll definitely let him do that. So let's see. We're going to count our money in Disney pins. We have 50, 55, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 60. I do want to get this up to 100. But that can't happen right now. But we're at 60, so we can add 65 into Disney pins. I'll get it there at some point. I'm trying to save up a lot of my points in like Fetch and all these other apps, like Upside or whatever, to hopefully cover that difference. Okay, I'm going to put a 0 into Christmas because we have a number above and below, so I can't put a 0 with an arrow. Let's see what we're going to be doing for Disney trip. So Michelle over at the Cafecito Budget did let me know that there was like a promotion with Target and the gift cards, but I don't think I'm close enough to buy another one, which is really unfortunate because I would have loved to take advantage of that. This is 10, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29. What is 29 plus 6? 29... plus 6 is 35. Okay, perhaps we will do $6. So that way it kind of like rounds off. So Disney trip, we're going to do 6. And that brings us to $22. This is a challenge by budgeting on a budget, you guys. I do have a coupon code to her shop and Spooky Budgets, always down below, never expires. So make sure to check those out in the description if you guys are ever interested in saving some money. So I think that's all I'm going to be worried about putting in here. Well, actually, we should work on medical. I had to take some of this out a little while ago to pay for a medical bill that we had come in the mail. Which actually, don't be even fooled because we have another medical bill for me when we thought my appendix was cooked. And we still have not paid that. Medical, I would just add another $5 in here to try and bulk this back up. That was terrible. But I'm trying to not let my charm bracelet hit the desk. Okay, so we are now at $17. I always love whenever you guys say that you like watching my videos because how like far I make this money stretch. But honestly, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? So that is gonna be it for this binder. Let's see. So I'm gonna have to be, oh, before I forget, I'm gonna pull out the money for my budget planner and I'm gonna buy this literally while I'm editing this video. So 50, 70, 80, 81, and 82. However, let's see, I haven't even stuffed anything into mine and Jordan's birthday and I don't even know how long. We do have the same amount though, so 21 and 22. So if I add $3 into each of us, we will both hit 25. So I'm gonna do that. Oh my gosh, and we're gonna be 25 soon. Let's see, I'm gonna put $3, Hub's birthday, $3 into mine. So now we are at $11. Vaccines, actually, we need to work on this because the cats are up next. So we have $2 currently in here. We could add 3 and make that 5, but they definitely need more than that. Well, I guess for now, since we're only at $11, we're just gonna have to do that. So $3 and 2 vaccines as well. So now we're at 8. Dude, this Sam's Club thing, I literally meant to look up the membership price right before I sat down, so I could have just finished it. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, $19. Okay, we're gonna add 1 into medical to, not medical, Sam's Club to round that off. So now we're sitting at $7. Let's see, I'm gonna zero these out. It looks like we're stuffing a lot this week. That's actually really crazy. Okay, car registration. So Jordan's is already fully funded, which is what this placeholder is. But we also need to work on mine, which is due in December. So I have $15 in there already. We have $7 left. Okay, I'm gonna do $5 into car registration. I also should be working on car insurance because I want to pay 6 months at a time instead of monthly. Everything else is going to not get anything. And then, let's see, I think the last $2 I'm going to put into Jordan's school. So honestly, I might just go into his haircut fund because with school, we have a challenge in there though. So I need to at least finish the challenge, even if that means I stop stuffing it after I'm done with it. But if we have $2 left, can we do a space? Yes, we can. It won't be next in line, but we can definitely do a $2 space on here. Okay, so we're just going to do that. We're going to put $2 into school, and that is going to be the rest of our money. I meant to do this. So that actually means we did not do budget roundup. Oh my gosh, or even my long-term challenge. I didn't mean to do that. But look at how much more we're getting done here. So honestly, it is what it is. But again, I'm not super focused on my long-term challenge now that I'm doing my 100 envelopes. It's good to have though. Like it's still some background savings, but I don't know. I'm not going to like pick my brain over it. So this is a total of $29 going into savings, which I usually track how much like we've been adding into savings for the month. And these numbers have been a lot lower than normal. So that's a little scary. Okay, guys, so we are going to quickly double check my math. I did already try to do this, and then I'm refilming this part, so if it was jumpy, that's why, because I'm actually really confused. I'm going to have to watch this video back. I don't know how we got 41, but I need to pull out of my ATM in increments of 20, so there would be like $5 extra that are just kind of hanging out, because I'm going to have to take out 80 instead of 75. So I don't know, but I mean, if anything, that's just $5 extra. That $5 extra is usually how I get money for my cruise box, or how I get extra money to put into 100 envelopes next week. So it's not really that big of a deal. But I'm going to go ahead and quickly add everything except for 100 envelope because no part of this is coming out of the $150 or $40 this week. So when I add everything up to my annuals plus the sticky note, we should have $190. And just like that, you guys, we did end with 190, which is exactly where we should be. So this $6 will just sit to the side since this is allocated to our 100 envelopes. We're just trying to bring more money to round it off to whatever we could do on the tracker. Anyway, I will be having the winner of my Coraline bundle, which if you guys are confused, I did announce a giveaway. I think it was actually on Friday when I announced it. So the winner for this bundle will be posted onto my community tab, so definitely check that out if you guys are interested to see who won. With that being said, if you enjoyed, make sure to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys have not yet already done that. Make sure to hit that post notification bell so you never miss an upload. We're so close to 26,000 subscribers, you guys. I'm literally so shocked. And also, I have a bunch of exciting giveaways coming with that, which is why we need to stuff this giveaways envelope. So with that, you guys, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. I love you guys all, and I'll see you tomorrow for a Wizard Wednesday. Bye.